The Bartica Town's fire station continues to maintain its public awareness program on general emergency preparations in recently facilitating education and evaluation exercises with students and teachers at the schools around the municipality of Bartica. An exercise of similar nature was also recently undertaken at the Bartica Regional Public Hospital. During these exercises, firefighting tips were also provided to everyone. On Sunday, March 13, 2022, the Bartica Town's fire station also conducted a fire muster where the municipality's fire personnel assembled at the Bartica Town's Community Center ground venue, attired with their kits and also displaying their equipment. Officer in charge of Bartica Town's fire station, Mr. Wellington Johnson, in a statement about that occasion, indicated that the exercise also sought to assure the municipality about their fully alert firefighting presence and also to resolutely revisit in detail their preparedness with the emergency and evacuation procedures. Mr. Johnson also said further that the Bartica Town's fire station constantly undertakes an overall evaluation of its emergency preparedness owing to the fact that no one knows when an emergency will occur. These exercises are scheduled to constantly be undertaken with special focus also on public awareness. On Wednesday, March 16, 2022, at around 14:30 hours, the Bartica Town's fire station successfully conducted an emergency evacuation drill at the location of the Citizen Bank and Banks DIH Bartica Town's branches on 1st Avenue, Bartica Town, Region 7. Second officer in charge of Bartica Town's fire station, Mr. Kelvin Yaw, after that emergency evacuation drill exercise, stated that among the reasons for choosing the location was owing to the fact that it is a high-risk, congested area for Bartica Town, where an analysis on the level of preparedness for emergency situations was accomplished through observation on all the modes of response and response time towards any eventuality with all sister agencies in the local chapters of the Guyana Police Force, the Ministry of Health, and GPL, all in coordination with the Bartica Town's fire station. An observation was also done on how persons can be expeditiously evacuated out of any building with no further disaster. The response exercise involved 2 firefighting appliances in a water tender and a water bowser. The water tender was the first out vehicle, and the water bowser was giving support to the water tender for the eventuality of excess water being needed. A team of emergency personnel, which also had the specified sets of equipment to rescue, also conducted an appreciated successful rescue drill. This emergency evacuation drill by the Bartica Town's fire station was rated as successful in coordination with sister agencies. More drills of a similar nature will be conducted within the municipality of Bartica at scheduled intervals with the awareness of the public, so as to educate and prepare them also on the required steps needed to be undertaken in the circumstances of any probable emergency. The Bartica Town's fire station also made it known to the general public that at all times they must never consider leaving vehicles unattended in high-risk areas where in any case of an emergency, as much Access is needed.
Up!
It's Wednesday, the 16th of March. We are here in front of the Banks DIH Limited Bartica Branch Depot, and we're about to witness an exercise being undertaken by the local Bartica chapter fire service. So we are going to look at an exercise here this afternoon in overcast conditions, as the police are making attempts to clear the way so that this exercise can occur without any impediments, unwanted impediments. And now we're here and the siren was off. Okay. The fire tenders have arrived on location, and we are on location. Now this exercise is just to familiarize persons on what will be happening when such an exercise is actually taking place, and what are the things to be undertaken. Well, a point to note here is that you would have to be within the safe distance and confines whenever such an incident is occurring. and obey rather not instructions, as it will be related to you whenever such an exercise is undertaken. Now once again, it's 2:35 in the afternoon. It's the 16th of March, and we're on scene and on site witnessing a more rather preparation drill in the eventuality, God forbid, of a fire. So this is what normally occurs here. In the background we just witnessed the fire, rather the ambulance on location also. So here we are observing fire tenders doing and exercise as it relates to activities that could be undertaken in the event of any such relative God forbidden occurrence here. So this is it as of itself from this particular location too. Once again, just to remind you, we are reporting live from 1st Avenue within the Cenotaph area. We're in the proximity of the Modern Hotel, the Bartica police station, to a fire drill currently being undertaken by the local Bartica Fire Service chapter at the Banksdia H Depot location here in 1st Avenue, Bartica. This exercise serves moreover to put in practice by the personnel what they have been taught during these exercises to be conducted, and also to sensitize residents on procedures and measures of caution that they should undertake when such situation arises. So this is primarily the reason for this exercise this afternoon here on 1st Avenue, Bartica. Well, this is it. So much for this exercise this afternoon in Bartica, Wednesday the 16th of March. Pleasant good afternoon to you, sir, and more of on behalf of the community of Bartica, we are inquisitive to know what's really happening here this afternoon, and also on Sunday. We did miss that exercise in the Bartica Community Center ground. First of all, your name, sir, please?
Okay, my name is Relton Johnson. I'm the officer in charge at Bartica Fire Station.
Yeah.
This Sunday gone, we had an exercise with what we call fire muster, whereby all our firemen would dress up in the full kit, fire kit. We brought our appliances down at the community center ground, and what we display our equipments, fire trucks, and the firemen were fully kit. And this is to show, Bartica, we have personnel here. We are the servants of the public, and we would like to assure them that, firemen are here in case of any emergency. We have to be prepared at all times. We have some equipments that we would use in terms of when you do a rescue, when you do a full firefighting. So these are the exercises that we would have showcased. Also during that Sunday time, we brought some pamphlets to share up, to give to the public, evacuation procedures, what are important fire safety tips and so forth. So this is important for the public.
Yes, sir. Well, it's pretty much welcome, and it's nice to know that education is key factors too in the process of fire prevention, and moreover what citizens should undertake when such activity, God forbid, as I've just said, should occur. Now, sir, is there any schedule or routine that these exercises will be undertaken?
Yes, well, myself and my 2IC, who is very much very helpful uh, over here at Bartica since he came.
Yes, sir.
We would have discussed about these things. So there's not a specific date that we're looking at, but this is fire service emergency. So I prefer like seeing how the men respond, because fire service you don't expect when there's a fire occurred and so forth. But things like this, yes, we will be when we're having this kind of exercise, you will be notified, so that the public. I was thinking, we go on the radio and inform the public probably to see, exercises like these and so forth.
Okay. Thank you. Well, this time around we are in the presence of another senior officer here attached to the Guyana Fire Service Bartica chapter. So you can start by introducing yourself to us by providing your name and moreover designation too, sir, and details of this exercise that did occur on Bartica in front of the Cenotaph area here, sir.
Good afternoon, all Barticians, region number 7 inclusive. My name is Kelvin Yaw. I'm the second in command of Station Officer Johnson, Bartica Fire Station. Today, what we did, it's emergency evacuation drill. The location we choose is Citizen Bank, Bangladesh. The reason why we choose this location, it's a congested area and it's also a high-risk area. So in preparedness to see how the personnel will respond and to see our response time for such an event or eventuality should an occurrence occur. We have responded with all sister agencies, which included the Guyana Police Force, the Ministry of Health, and GPL. With that, with all our coordination and response time, we have succeeded in seeing how all sister agencies can operate to assist in every area to an emergency in Bartica. So our drill today was very successful in seeing how we can evacuate persons out of the bank or out of any building in a short time and no further disaster. We also respond with 2 appliances, which is a water tender and a water bowser. The water tender is the first out vehicle and the water bowser is the one who gives support to the water tender in the eventuality of excess water if needed. Our force also had emergency personnel which used BA sets to rescue. So we also did a rescue in the bank, Citizen Bank. That was very successful, done by our personnel. So I encourage all Barticians that whenever you are at these high-risk areas, please don't leave your vehicle unattended, because if there's an emergency, we will need much access to these areas. So today, once again, I want to say that we had a very successful drill in the coordination with our sister agencies, and we will look forward to do much more drills of such in Bartica.
Thank you, sir.